Hello students, your instructor here, John Mandula, with another screencast, this one in Illustrator, and we're setting up for our letterhead and business card. And you can actually, with Illustrator CS4 or CS5, put all those items in the same document. So here's what I would do if I were you, getting started. Make a new document. Document profile, you can go to print. One artboard is all you need. Letter, you can go for the size. I like to change mine to inches. That's a good way to get started. We have a bleed. You don't need to do this, but let's just say you make the bleed a 1/4 of an inch. You can set the color mode to CMYK. If you don't see this, just click this little arrow by advanced. The raster effects to high at 300 ppi. And the preview mode at default. And you'll just hit OK. And here you go. So what you're looking at, the black, obviously this is the page, or what Illustrator refers to as an artboard. The red line, this is your bleed. You will need a bleed, or I should say you'll want to use a bleed if you have, let's say, the whole page is pink color, for example. Then you could just, you would make a pink box, let's say like this, and it wouldn't have a stroke, but it would have, you know, this pinkish color to it, like so. That'd be kind of dark, but you get the idea. I'd have a pink color to it like that. And you want to go, because if this was you know, color ink that you want to print it on the page, and you went to a professional print house, they would actually have to print beyond the size of the page and then trim it down to that page size. What's more common though, if you're going to do this, you'd probably just use a pink paper stock. What's more common is, like, let's say you had some kind of stripe or banner graphic that came from one side. Oops. Then you would want, I mean, right here, this whole thing, this little area right there is the bleed. You want that coming off the edge. You wouldn't, if you don't use a bleed, this is what would happen. And that's not what you want. You don't want it to be in from the edge. You want it in the set. But again, it's only if you have graphics or anything that go beyond the edge of the page. So that is that. Otherwise, if you're not going to have graphics that extend beyond the edge of the page, just keep in mind the black line, you'll be fine. Now, for the business card, I want to design the front and back of that, and here's how you can do that in Illustrator. I'm going to go to View. I always like to show the rulers. Anyway, what you can do is you can add artboards to your documents. If I zoom out here, I'm going to click on the artboard tool, and I'm simply going to draw out a shape, and I can see the width right there, and I want my width to be 3.5 by 2 inches. It's not going to be perfect. That's okay. I get it close. Then I'll go up here in the control panel and just type it in 3.5 by 2 inches. There we go. And notice it'll have that bleed with it as well. And then I'm just going to draw it again. The smart guides enable me to make sure it's the right width. And then just go back in here 2 inches. So we get the right height. And there we go. So this will be my letterhead. This will be the front of my card, and this will be the back of my card. Now, if you want your business card to have a vertical orientation, no problem. All you would have to do is just get your artboard tool, click on this one, let's say, and just change it to 2 by 3.5, and this one 2 by 3.5. And then, of course, you'll slide this one down like that. So that is how you can have your business card, graphics, and the letterhead all in the same document. You can save this as an Illustrator file .ai, and all this will retain. If you save it as a PDF, you open it up in something like Reader, you'll notice that each of these artboards will go to its own page. So saving it as an Illustrator file in this case would be the best. Now, if you're going to be showing them at school and you're using different fonts, I would save it as a PDF, and we'll just understand that the business cards are obviously not the same size as a letterhead, even if they blow up to full screen as we view them in something like Acrobat Pro or Adobe Reader. That's it, how you get started setting up the documents, the graphics you create, the colors, the text, excuse me, any imagery. That's going to be entirely up to you and your brand. So this is just how to get started with your letterhead and your business card artboards. That's all I got. Thank you. Goodbye.